Pacesetter programme is one of the Department of Health's change programmes whereby we're working with a variety of NHS organisations to address equality and concerns and issues for patients, staff and NHS leaders.
The programme has two main aims, and that is to reduce health inequalities for patients who face discrimination on any one of the 6 equality strands, which is gender, race, age, disability, ethnicity or sexual orientation. And what we're aiming to do in the programme is to reduce health inequalities for those groups, often referred to as seldom heard groups, because often they don't feel they have a voice, or they struggle to articulate in a way with health services that don't engage with them in the right way.
The NHS would go into communities and give them better information about what the NHS can do for them and how they might access it.
It's not good enough for us to design a programme on what we think is going to work. We need to look at the evidence, collect the evidence to determine what we need to do. We need to have a service improvement methodology to roll it out. So we need to do a rapid test, refine the test, test it again, so that we're constantly doing a PDSA cycle, a Plan, Do, Study, Act cycle, whereby we say, how's it working? What do we need to do to make it work? Let's test it in a very small field, then let's refine it, then let's move on and further expand it. And also in the service improvement methodologies, saying we need to think through how this is going to deliver quality and safety, and how is this going to be sustainable in the long term. So we have a very specific element to the programme that builds long-term sustainability. The aim of the international faculty is to bring some new thinking to the programme, to get another perspective on equality and diversity from right across the world. Through the international faculty events, we want to bring fresh thinking into the programme so that we are developing an audience of critical friends who can give their perspectives on some of the equality and diversity issues, as well as helping us to think through our challenges in the health service.
Native Americans had their own.
We hope that people are going to be really inspired by hearing other perspectives. We hope they're going to be energised. We hope they're going to be encouraged. We hope they're going to create new networks, perhaps international networks, where they can draw on best practice from other countries, as well as actually providing a platform for them to start sharing their good practice, of which we have a considerable amount in this country.
You will hear Urdu widely spoken. I'll guarantee learning a few phrases will open doors for you.
A significant element of the programme is good communication, and we meet regularly as a central team. We have a team of part-time workers, but there are 10 of us in total. We meet to review every part of the programme, whether it's the service improvement side, the community participation side, how the evaluation is progressing, what the evidence base is for the next part of the programme. We're constantly having to meet and re-evaluate and change the programme. It's a dynamic programme that's constantly changing.
My body does not work as you expect it to. So will you please just trust me to know what I want and then do it? And if you're not willing to, then find me a doctor who will.
We need to go to the communities and we need to say to them what's going to work for you. So if the evidence base indicates that we need to, for example, work on diabetes, we need to go to the community who faces discrimination in receiving those services and say to them what's going to make the difference for you from your perspective.
Because people are people, whatever they are, but I think when you are talking to people from individual communities, it's best to know something about those communities and best to know something about what makes them tick and how best to relate to them.
One big part of the programme that we're working on is with gypsies and travellers, and many people in that community actually really struggle to get their voice heard in a way that engages with the service and develop services that are contextualised for them. So we need to work hard with all of these groups to help communities develop a voice. It's not good enough that we continue to have health inequalities that are getting worse, a widening gap between some people who have a basic level of service and others who struggle to receive that service. The launch of the document, A Dialogue of Equals, was trying to address that, was trying to say we need to think of new creative ways of engaging with communities in a way that they believe in and in a way that starts to begin to change health services for the better for those communities. This isn't just going to be a one-year quick fix. This is the beginning of a long sustained programme of investment to improve the health for those who sometimes have the worst health outcomes in this country. We hope through the Pacesetters programme to build equality and diversity into the core business of NHS trusts. We believe this is not an issue that's on the edge. It's not a tangential issue. It's not an issue that needs second consideration. It's fundamentally good business practice to have this central to delivering services. If we've got a service that is built on a robust business case, we'll be building services that are locally contextualised. They will represent the demography of the local populations. They will be much more responsive, they'll be much more appropriate, and they will meet the needs of the local community.